Welcome back to the Mega Meeple, the show all about gamers and the games that bring them together. I'm your host, Tom, and I want to thank you for hitting that download button. Now, if you like what you hear, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. And while you're there, leave us some kind words and put out some of that 5-star loving, okay? We'd really appreciate that. And I promise I'll call you in the morning. Now, if you have any ideas or suggestions of what you want to hear about, or maybe a topic, a discussion about the board games, now you can contact us through our website. It's www.themegameeple.com, and go to our social media page. All the links to our pages like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. You know all the ones. Okay, it can be found there at our social media page. And now you can also hear the podcast on our YouTube channel, as well as some unboxing videos, as boring as they are, but evidently unboxing videos is a thing, so I do them, oh well. And you can also see some reviews of games and gaming accessories, and the link to that is also on our social media page on the website. Hey, welcome back to the Mega Meeple. This is episode 5, and I'm your host, Tom, and how y'all doing today? I know I took the last weekend off just because, it's Memorial Day, and busy with the whole cookout and spending time with friends and stuff and playing games. So what have we been playing this week? Actually past 2 weeks, I guess. This past 2 weeks, the Pathfinder group that I play with, we finished up a long campaign. We did the Iron Gods campaign, and finally had our final session, and that was very satisfying. Everything had some good moments there. Everything kind of wrapped up, and all the problems and trials that we went through come to full resolutions, and my character was cool. We went off into the sunset in a final attempt to save the day, and in this case save the planet. So it was pretty cool. It was a nice ending. So we're looking forward to our next campaign that we'll be doing, but we're gonna do a one-off. We're going to do it one this coming week, and it's not a Pathfinder per se. In fact, it's not Pathfinder at all, but I'm going to be GMing a end of the world scenario from the Fantasy Flight Games, one of their booklets. They have a book 104. I think I have the second one, which is the Wrath of the Gods. And I think I'm going to do the Cthulhu scenario with that. And that's going to be our very first time as a GM. So I may enjoy it, or I may decide that, no, I never want to do this again. At least GM. And I may find that I'm perfectly comfortable and fine being a player rather than a GM. But, I'm going to dip my toe into the GM pool and see how warm the water is. Another gaming group that I have come over, we went through mission 7 of Mechs versus Minions, and we lost big time. It didn't take not even an hour, and we already lost, and we were playing on easy mode. So it's like, okay, let's reset the board. We're going to try this again. Now that we know how things are going to work out, and how hard this is going to be even on easy mode, we're able to play a second time, and that game lasted about 2.5 hours. But we did it. We did it just by the skin of our teeth. If Yordles have teeth, that's what we won by. But at least the second time, we knew what was coming. We knew how the minions were going to act, how difficult it was. And the thing is, a lot of the cards, when you're doing a mission that you're trying to get a lot of movement out of your Yordles, It seemed like a lot of cards we were drawing was, rotating and turning around, or, shooting minions and stuff. But it seemed like we just weren't getting the cards that we needed to accomplish the mission. But the second time we had a strategy picked out, and before we started again, okay, you do this, or you try to do this, and you get these cards, and you're going to concentrate on this. It's the one where we had to carry all four shards to the bomb assembly area. So what we did is we took two of us took our shards to the assembly area, and then the other two Yordles went out to get the other two shards, while two of us stayed around the assembly area and just shot. That's all we concentrated was shooting minions as they approached, and that pretty much. It seems that that's the way you need to play that particular mission in order to win it. And again, we were playing on easy mode, and we got our butts handed to us less than an hour the first time around. So we're looking forward to. We only have 3 more, so we're gonna do mission 8 next week here. Again, we're going to play it on easy mode, because the one mission we played a while back, I think it was mission 4, we thought, we got this. We could do it on regular mode. No, we can't. We're wimps, so we made a house rule at that point. It's like every mission from now on is going to be on easy mode, and we're finding that even that is a challenge. So it's a fun game. And I'm looking forward to getting all 10 missions done. What else did we play? I got a chance to play the solo variant, or one of the solo scenarios of terraforming Mars, and that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. I need to get that to the game table more often. I've only played it solo thus far, but I think some of my friends will really enjoy it. Some of the even the more science-minded gamers that I know, friends, that I think they really get into it. But I did that solo. Then I thought, well, it's about time we get Scythe back out on the table. It's been a few weeks since I played that. So we had 2 new players that we introduced Scythe to, and took a few rounds for them to get used to it. But once they did, they jumped right in and caught the hang of it, got a rhythm to it, and we played that game, and that was a lot of fun. So if you didn't hear the interview with Jamie Stegmeyer, that's on episode 3. Just go back and listen to that on iTunes. You go to the Mega Meeple website. It's www.themegameeple, and our podcast page, and there will be a episode posted there, all with the show notes and so forth. So if you haven't heard it yet, it's a lot of fun. It's about it's the second half of the podcast, and I want to thank Jamie for agreeing to come on and be phone interviewed with this new and upcoming podcast, and he was very gracious to do that. Appreciate that very much. I was also very encouraged because I got to see a preview video of Restoration Games' Stop Thief. Stop Thief, for those of us who grew up in the 70s and 80s, I remember back in the 80s getting that game as a Christmas gift, and it was a heck of a lot of fun. We played the heck out of that game. And I know, I think in episode 1, I had talked about it. I even put a blog up on our website about Don't Mess With Our Childhood, about my hesitancy and almost fear that they were going to coming out with this reboot or reforming of this game from our childhood, and just bringing it up to upgrading the components and bringing it to its modern day board gaming specs. And I was thinking, it's like, oh God, they're going to bring this out and they're going to screw it up. I mean, Hollywood can't even make a reboot of a movie from long ago without messing it up somehow. So I was thinking, oh, please don't. They better not ruin this. But I kickstarted it, and I'm waiting for it to come in the mail here in the next 2 or 3 months. and you best believe I'm going to do a review of it. But I got to see the preview video of the first production copy of Stop Thief, and I must say that my fears of my childhood memories being tarnished with the game, and all the memories and fun times I had playing that game way back when, my fears of those memories being tarnished is finally, I think they're finally squelched a good bit. Actually, very encouraged by what I saw in that video. One of I mean, they have a new board, updated board. Obviously, the one of the upgrades they did was in the original Stop Thief. The reward money was just paper money. It was basically Monopoly money. It was basically what it was. And but the new version coming out has actual card stock of the different of the reward money and the different delineations of from fives and 20s and hundreds and stuff like that. So they're cards rather than the cheap paper money. Also, it looks like each cop that you play has their own unique deck of cards and unique dynamics and abilities that's attributed to them. I mean, in the original, you were all playing cops, and you had like an ID card and stuff like that. But that was pretty much it. It was all a level playing field. You were all on the same level, doing the same thing. They just had like really silly names to them. I remember one of the cops was named Sherlock Holmes. So that gives you an idea of just the humor in the original version. But this one here, it looks like each cop has his own unique ability. Like there's one person, one player is like a streetwise cop, and then there's one who's able to go through windows and stuff like that, which you were not able to do in the original game. And each investigator, each cop player has their own deck with their specific, that hones to their specific strengths and abilities. And I haven't seen anything about the app yet. Although I did read that there is a solo player version that the app has. It also has, I think they're going to have an option on the app that if you're feeling nostalgic and you want to play with the original cheesy sound effects that was in the original Stop Thief, you could put your settings to that. Remembering back with you would. If you came within 2 spaces of where you think the thief was at, you would, press the button on the controller saying you want to make a arrest, and you push in the 3-digit number that corresponded with the number on the space that you think the thief is on. And sometimes if you were wrong, you'd hear like the sirens, then you'll hear like warning shots. Then there was a few seconds of silence, and then a raspberry noise. So you'll be, basically, and that's when you knew you were way off. The thief wasn't even there. And then if the thief was there, and you caught him and you successfully arrested him, you would get the reward money for that particular thief. And they had different thieves that you would go after each turn or each time you played it. And then whoever at the end had the most reward money wins the game. But there was also times that even if the thief was at the spot you entered in and you were right, there was also an option that just arbitrarily at random, the controller would say that he got away. And the sound effects for that, you'd always hear the sirens, you hear the warning shots, and then you'd hear this, and then the thief would make 5 more steps away from that spot, and just enough to screw you up. You had to start hunting again and chasing after him. If the app is going to have that option to play the original, cheesy 8-bit, audio sound effects from the original game, just to feel kind of nostalgic and I think that'll be a good thing too. I'm looking forward to that if they have that in the app. So at least for the components and the board and the looks of it from the video, it looks pretty promising. I'm very encouraged by it. Well, here we are in June of 2017, and one thing I want to talk about and bounce off of you guys, and again, you could interact with me either on the website or on Facebook page or Twitter. All those links are on the social media page on our website, www.themegameeple.com, and give me some feedback. Talk to me about this. Back in January, I heard about, or even before that, I heard about the 10 by 10 challenge. And this is where you list 10 games, and during the course of the year, sort of like your New Year's resolution, you play those 10 games a total of 10 times during the course of the year. And I'm not one for New Year's resolutions. If something is important to me, I feel passionate about, I'm not going to wait until January 1st to start it. If something's important enough to me and I want to do it, I start today. That's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. I wasn't going to wait until January 1st. It's like, oh yeah, I'll do a podcast, but I'll do that. Or people, oh, I'm going to lose weight, but I'll start that next year. My New Year's. Those things never work. You never stick with it. Being that I'm not too big on resolutions, I think this is the one New Year's resolution that I think I could get on board with. I think I could do this. It's really because it's something that you enjoy doing, you're passionate about, and it's you're having fun doing it, and you want to do it. It'll be no problem at all reaching that goal. So since we're halfway through 2017, I thought I'd go back and see where my stats are for the 10 by 10 challenge, and I must say I gotta ramp up my gaming. And it's weird. I got 10 games, and I when I was looking over the list, there are only 2 games that I have met the goal of playing that game at least 10 times, and I'm still playing it now, even though I've already reached the 10 by 10 challenge for those 2 particular games. And it's weird because one of them is Mechs vs. Minions. I've already played 10 games of that this year. And Star Wars Destiny CCG game. I've already played at least 10 games of that this year. And all the other games are solo games. I like Hostage Negotiator, Sherlock Holmes, Consulting Detective. What else? A Mythos Tale. Mansions of Madness, 2nd edition. These are all things that, even if I can't get a group of people together, it's very easy for me to just play solo. And that's when I picked the 10 games that I was going to put in my 10 by 10 challenge for this year, I thought, okay, well, this should be easy, just be all solo games, or majority of solo games. And here, the 2 games that I have already met the 10 plays on are not solo. They're group games and or tournament games and stuff like that. All the solo games I've only played I think the most I played was, I think I have 2 Hostage Negotiators. I played that twice. That's completely solo. So I looked over the list, like, what does that tell me about my approach to solo games? I mean, there's if you don't have anybody to play with, just get the solo game off the shelf and set it up on a table and play. But the 2 games that I've already met the 10 plays are group games. So I think that what that tells me is I enjoy playing games in groups with other people more than I like solo games. It also makes me wonder what the hell I've been doing with my time. Well, I know what I've been doing with my time, but doing this podcast and getting the website up and stuff like that. But this next 6 months, I need to crack down on getting more of those solo games, or I just replace all those games with other games, but not played solo. Maybe I'll have a better chance of getting those played 10 times. Because I have the Mechs vs. Minions and Star Wars Destiny. I've already met that goal. In fact, I've gone beyond the playing it 10 times. I think I'm on for Mechs vs. Minions. I think for me personally, I think I'm on like the 14th or 15th play. Star Wars Destiny, far beyond the 10, because I'm involved with our local casual plays and the Destiny tournament scene that we have here in the local area. So what about you guys? Number one, have you started the 10 by 10 challenge for 2017? Is that your resolution for this year in gaming? And if so, how far along are you? Me, I'm 24% through, so like I said, I need to ramp up my gaming here the next few months, and that's going to be real difficult here in the next 6 weeks or so, 8 weeks, because I'm getting ready to move here. So a lot of my games are going to be put in boxes and stuff like that. And I don't know how long it will take me to get all those things sorted out at my new place. So there may be a lull in gaming there for a bit, that I won't be able to dedicate any of those games towards the challenge. But if you're far. How far along are you? And what games do you have in your 10 by 10 challenge for gaming 2017? Is it a lot of solo games, a lot of group multiplayer games? So go ahead and talk to me, contact me through the website or any of the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can even contact us directly through the website. There's a contact us page. Or you can contact on the podcast page on the website for this episode. This is episode 5. And there'll be a comment section down at the bottom that you could submit your answers and stuff like that. And let's chit-chat. Obviously, with if the 10 by 10 challenge is any indication, I enjoy multiplayer group games, social games, than I do solos. I encourage you to be socially active and interact with the podcast and me. And if there's anything that you want to hear, anything you want to hear a topic about, if you have any ideas of guests that I could have on, I'm looking to. I've already contacted a few people. I have at least one, possibly 2 interviews set up here in the next few episodes. Looking forward to that. Another thing I want to touch on is pretty soon in the next episode or 2, there will be. I'm going to be doing a preview of a game that's coming to Kickstarter here in the next few days, called Scream or Die, and the publisher and designer sent me a prototype copy of the game, and I've already played it myself. I played it with other people. Got some feedback from other people playing it with me, and we're going to have the designer on and talk about it in the next episode or so. So look forward to that. It's a really cool game. It's basically the old classic, all the classic monsters from yesteryear. There's Dracula and Frankenstein, the Wolfman and the Mummy. But in this game, they're all children. And their mission, basically, their goal is to go out on Halloween and scare as many people as they can to get candy. And whoever gets 13 pieces of candy first wins the game. So I will have it's a really cute game. It's a good family game. You could play with your kids as well, and it's not going to give them nightmares. It's a lot fun, lighthearted game. And I really enjoyed it. So look for the interview with the creator and designer here in the next few episodes. I will also have a written preview. I'm not going to call it a review because that hasn't been released to the public yet. It's going to be on Kickstarter. in June. So I'm calling it a preview. I'll have a written preview on the website, and I'll also have a preview video on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen our YouTube channel yet, go to that. Again, the links are on the social media page on our website. And go to that. Make sure to subscribe so that way you'll get notifications when those videos are uploaded. Well, that's about it. I think my voice is starting to go on me here, so I'm going to cut it down now. So thank you so much for listening and hitting that subscribe button and downloading our podcast and listening. And be sure to go to iTunes and subscribe and leave some reviews. Leave us a 5-star rating or a 4-star rating. If I'll take that too. So yeah, so give me some feedback. And I've been tracking the download stats and stuff through Libsyn, and I'm very encouraged by the numbers. Either people are spreading the word and new people are coming on. Or they're listening, coming in late. Maybe episode 4 was the first time they heard about me, and they're going back and listening to all the previous episodes after that. So I'm not seeing who's downloading it or who's listening. I just see sort of like where, what country they're in, and what days, how many downloads or listens per day, and also per week and month. So the numbers are very encouraging. Yeah, like I said in the introductory podcast a while back, I think back in April when I first launched this. This is a growing, it's evolving, and before long, I'm going to find my stride, my rhythm, my format. If you have any ideas of some things that you'd like to see included in these podcasts, maybe some news, if you want me to do more Kickstarter previews, if you want me to do reviews or anything like that, let me know what you'd like to hear, because I don't want to, we could all listen to the Dice Tower and Rada plays and watch it played and stuff like that. And, I don't want to be a copy of what they're doing. So you just gotta find my niche in the whole gaming podcast world, and I would appreciate anybody's feedback or insightful tips, hints, tricks, suggestions, that type of thing, to help form this podcast and help it grow and evolve. Gaming is a social activity, so let's all be social. Talk to me. And again, the links to all those things where you can interact with me and leave me a message and stuff like that can be found on the social media page of our website, www.themegameeple.com. And also go to iTunes, search the Mega Meeple. We're actually starting to show up in the searches for board games under iTunes podcast listings. So that's encouraging. So people are definitely finding me through that. So until next time, this is Tom saying I'll see you later, and game on.